Hi, it's Jen Maleka, your functional diagnostic health coach and personal training expert. And this week I'm talking to you guys about the badass benefits of bone broth. Now, bone broth is starting to become so well known, like in the functional medicine world, it's being talked about so much and it's starting to seep into the mainstream. I just got back from the Paleo conference in Austin, Texas, and last year there was about 3 booths that had a bone broth product, and this year there was 10, so it's definitely becoming a thing. And bone broth has actually been around for a really long time, used in the medicine world for centuries. For example, it's been an ancient remedy in traditional Chinese medicine to protect something called our jing, which is basically our energy reservoirs. It also was used, it can be dated back being used in the 12th century during Egyptian times. For helping to heal colds and flu-like symptoms, and it's even been labeled the Jewish penicillin, as it's been proven to be helpful with, again, colds and flus and even asthma-like symptoms. So what's the big deal about bone broth now? Well, just kind of like anything, we're rediscovering some of these ancient remedies and they're becoming popular. But let me set the record straight before we get into too much more of this, is that bone broth is not the same as the typical broth or stock that you're cooking with. There is a difference. So as I talk about this, you guys want to be thinking about bone broth and buying bone broth. And the difference is that bone broth is literally made by boiling or simmering down the bones so that you get all of the benefits from the bone itself, from the marrow, from the cartilage, and from the bone. And when you do that, then that bone broth then contains about 19 different amino acids, which amino acids are super helpful in building muscle because they are the protein building blocks. Also, we need amino acids in different functions of our body for our body to do various things. Bone broth also contains collagen, which regular stock or broth does not have. And the collagen comes from part of the breakdown of the cartilage when you actually simmer or boil those bones. And then it also has a lot of nutrients that are really helpful in aiding and supporting digestion. And it's really high in minerals. And you're not getting that in your typical everyday stock that you might be buying from the store, or like the chicken bouillon cubes that you put in to make chicken soup. You want to be switching over to using bone broth. Now, why is bone broth like so amazing? Why does it have all these things, or what can it do for you, right? Is probably what you're wondering. Well, the key magical ingredient in bone broth is that collagen. This is kind of the jello-like substance that you'll see whenever you maybe have leftover meat that has bone in it. You'll see like in the fridge as it congeals, it gets that jello-y substance, and that's the collagen. That's the magical part. It's almost like this one magical pill or substance that we've been looking for to boost our health. Even Dr. Josh Axe calls bone broth or collagen nature's multivitamin for all the nutrients that it has in it and the healing powers that it has. So when you're consuming collagen on a daily basis, it can have a huge effect in your overall health. Collagen can help to relieve allergies and asthma and even food sensitivities. It can help to reduce the appearance of acne or wrinkles or cellulite on your skin. It aids in digestion. What it specifically does and how it helps with these things, it actually helps to heal leaky gut. And about 80% of us are walking around with leaky gut and we don't even know it. So collagen goes in there and it helps to soothe and reduce inflammation in the gut lining or our intestinal tract, which can then help to heal leaky gut. And when you heal leaky gut, it helps to restore balance to all of these other areas that then transfers into improvements in allergies and asthma and ADD and mood swings and even hormones and fatigue. So it has this huge impact in all of these different places, and it's such a simple thing to be adding into your diet. So you might be wondering, well, how do I get bone broth into my diet on a regular basis? Does that mean that I have to eat soup every single day? And that's not the case. You can actually get the important component of bone broth, the collagen, in a couple of different forms. You can certainly get bone broth specifically in its original form at different health food stores. You can find bone broth in the soup aisle in like a cardboard container. You can also find it maybe in the frozen section at your store as frozen bone broth, so you can store it in the freezer and just use it for cooking as needed. But I think the most easiest way to be able to consume it daily is by getting it in a powdered form. And when I was at the Paleo FX conference, I just found or discovered my new favorite powdered product for bone broth. It's actually called Bone Broth Protein, and it's a protein powder that has the collagen and everything that you want and need mixed into it. They have 4 different flavors. They have a natural flavor, so it's a powdered form, so you can add water to it and use it for your soups or whatever you're making. They also have a turmeric flavor that you can, again, use for cooking, or if you like the flavor of turmeric and bone broth, you can just drink it as a liquid drink. And then they have a vanilla and a chocolate, and it's a protein powder. So not only does it come with all of the benefits of collagen and bone broth, but you can also use it as a protein powder. It has 20 grams of protein per serving. So I'll include the links below in this video. You guys can check out this bone broth protein powder. If you're already doing a protein powder, then you should certainly switch over to this one. The other way that you can do it is you can actually just get gelatin or collagen powder. One of my favorite brands is actually Great Lakes, and I'll include the link below for you here. Also, the collagen or gelatin powder from Great Lakes, you can just add to your coffee, your hot tea, or you can throw it into a smoothie and consume that daily to get that into your system as well. And then also one of my favorite resources is the Paleo Parents. They have over 60 different recipes for how you can use some of that Great Lakes gelatin powder to make all kinds of desserts and treats. Like you can make your own gummy bears and your own marshmallows and tapioca puddings and like all different kinds of things. And the great thing about their recipes is they're also gluten, dairy, sugar, soy, and alcohol free, which, as you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, that's super important for your health too, to be minimizing any exposure to those inflammatory foods. And if you guys want to know more about how you can specifically use food as medicine in this kind of way, if you're looking to supplement things into your daily diet, then let's talk about that. You can go ahead and schedule a free complimentary ideal health and weight discovery session with me. Again, the link is below, or you can hop back over to the email and we can spend 45 minutes talking about your ideal health and weight and how things like bone broth or turmeric or other foods in your diet can really help you achieve the results that you want. So I hope you guys found this helpful, and I'll see you next Thursday.